Yeah. Oh, sorry, you want to cancel first. As long as everyone.
No.
Sorry.
I thought it was your name. And now I thought one is me and then another is me.
No, sorry. That might be relevant for another one.
Whenever you start.
This is me.
Not now.
Okay.
Not now.
Yeah. So we're not looking at we should have waited. That's all right. Okay. Good afternoon, class. How are we all doing today? Good. Gonna write on your hands again for me. Are you at 10, 8?
Mark is please.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, you're about a 7. Good to hear. That's awesome. Just don't forget, we're all a community. We can all support each other and, be friendly to each other so we can all get through this tricky time with all the assignments due. Okay. So today we're going to be looking at types and sources of energy. So now you can look at your worksheet. So we'll do some recap from the previous lesson. Look into your worksheet. As last time we did what is energy, and some of you were confused about the definition. So I want Jason to please read from everyone look into your worksheet and please read about the definition of energy.
Energy is the ability to work or
There are 2 definitions. You can say any of them. Like or is there.
oh
Yeah.
okay.
So one definition he has spoken. Please read once again.
Energy is an ability to do work or transform into another energy.
Sorry. No, this is just a recap for the yeah, so that you can know what is the meaning of energy. So Alex, Lem, can you please read once again the definition aloud for everyone?
One of the definitions.
Yeah, definition. First line.
First one, energy is an ability to do work.
Yes. So energy is an ability to do work. And last time we did that it is measured in dash. Anyone remember? In what terms it were measured? The measurement unit. Sorry.
Joules.
Yes. Everyone please write in a group. Anyone can write from you. Joules. Yes, it is written here in front of you. It's not true like exactly. So what else do you remember from the last week? The 2 lines are given to you there. Just discuss with you among yourself in a group and just write down that what else do you remember what we did previous week. Just 1 or 2 key terms. Yes, that's what else? That's up to you to remember. We've written a few little prompts on the board, but we want you to think for yourself first. You guys remember the video we showed last time? Showed a particular type of food and we gave the products to you. See the nutritional information on that? So now coming to the next part. So the next part is given a think and give reason. So we will show you a small video. You will just look at it carefully and you will give your reason behind it. Then we will move towards the types of energy, which is about today's topic.
This racing marbles lab. 2 marbles are released from the same height and race along different paths. But which one will reach the finish first? Make your guess and tell the person next to you why you think you're right.
So have you listened to the question? If once again you want to listen to this is a question, so you have to think and give reason what will happen to the balls when they will travel to these different paths. One this plain path and this a curved path. So you have to think in the pair and write reason.
But which one will reach the finish first? Make your guess and tell the person next to you why you think you're right.
So now you think, because these are the 2 paths, one is plain, one is this one. So which ball will reach from position A to here in lesser time and give reason in the pairs? This is the ball A and this is the ball B.
All right, here we go.
Okay, has everyone made their guess? Please make sure you write your answers. Exclamation.
We think different things.
That's all right. I'll let you write that. Say, couldn't come to a decision. Okay. Okay, everyone, please stop. Yeah, let's sing that hymn. So I want Nick and Danny to please say what have you discussed, that which will travel first, A or B, and why? Yeah. Don't say one thing. So what are your answers?
My answer is that I think
Okay. And your answer? This one will arrive faster than this one. Okay. And this group, please. This pair, please.
We said different things as well.
Right. You can go with your answers.
You can say yours.
I think the one first, the way the straight one will get there first.
And what is the reason behind it?
Because it doesn't have like a cue to get like back up.
And Lynn, what is your answer?
I think they'll get at the same time because they're traveling the same distance from the same height. And the 2 dips are the same height, so it's going to gain the same amount of energy going down that side as the water is going back up.
Yes, okay. So now everyone have some questions in their mind, so this is the answer. Please wait and do that.
Go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Now that you have seen the result,
This is a little bit fast. Yeah. So the please can we show the track one? Regular two tracks. Right. Please do that. Yes, yes. That's really. So the reason behind it is what we are going to do next is the type of energy. So the types of energy which is mentioned here is the kinetic energy and the potential energy. So when the ball reaches here on this path, at this point, they are having the potential energy. They both have the same potential energy. But as this ball, this B path, reaches here, it will gain here the more kinetic energy, so it becomes more faster. Here it gains kinetic energy, potential energy, then again with the same speed, and then it reaches here. The only difference is that this path, this ball travels the same path, gaining no energy or leaving no energy. But at this point, this ball will gain the kinetic energy and then it will become more faster and reach at the same time as the other ball. So this was the reason. So now coming to more types of energy. Next question. Yes. When the ball go up, it requires more energy. Sorry? Yes, it requires more energy, but it has the same distance. The energy which it has gained at this part, it will gain, it will remain the same. It will give up, gain here and give up here. So no change in energy. So coming down, gaining the kinetic energy, remaining the same, and the which energy it has used here, it will give up in this part. So no difference in that. Yes.
Because if you think the sun gains 2 points going down and then loses those 2 points going back up.
Gaining and losing the same energy. So, okay, now coming to the types of energy. So this is the next part of our worksheet. At the back side, please everyone turn your worksheets. So there are mainly 2 types, kinetic energy and the potential energy, and it has further some parts. We will not do it all together here. I will just do 1 or 2 with you, and rest you will do. The question is, you will think of 2 examples and just write down the examples after looking at the definition. So coming to the first, kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the energy of motion. Think that there is a water in a tank which is at some height. Okay, so when the water is there in the tank itself, it will have the potential energy, stored energy. The water is there in the tank, it is a stored energy. It is a potential energy. When you open a tap down to, for water, the water will flow from the tank to the tap. So the potential energy of the water in the tank will flow down and it will convert into a kinetic energy, means energy of the motion. This is the, are you clear with kinetic and the potential? Kinetic is the energy of motion and potential is the stored energy. Okay? Yes or no? Please raise your hand if you know. If you got it what I mean. Any doubts you may ask? Are you clear with what kinetic and potential energy? So please raise your hand like this. Okay. So now next is the mechanical energy. Energy due to motion of an object. So suppose these are the 2 pens here, and this is what line here, and this is 1 pen here. So mechanical energy is energy due to the motion of an object. If I will put my energy in this one and do like this, so sorry. So this will come in motion. So this will come in motion and it will give energy to the next pen. So it is the mechanical energy. The energy of one body gets transferred into the another body. So it is the mechanical energy. So the example could be running. You may write here where you can see the mechanical. Here is written. So you may write any 2 examples. One I have given to you, like running is an example of a mechanical energy. Okay. Or pushing, it is also a mechanical energy. So you may write on any 2 examples.
So you guys can just read can you guys read the explanations? Or maybe I'll just highlight them quickly so then you know what's right for the others. And next, here is a chemical energy. You can find where the chemical energy is written here and write any quick example. The chemical energy is energy stored in a bond of a molecule or atom. So when we see a dry cell, a chemical is there inside the cell. It can be the example of chemical energy because there is in a cell there is some chemicals to provide energy. So it could be a battery, could be the example. One example for the chemical energy, and next could be the food, because last time we discussed that when we eat food we get energy. Some chemicals are released inside our stomach and we get energy. So it is an example of chemical energy too. In the same way, you can read from here the all energy and write any two examples here, like electrical energy, nuclear energy, thermal energy, gravitational, elastic, radiant, and sound. So you have a few minutes to do that yourselves.
Yes.
And you have around a few minutes. Okay. Write any two examples. If you have any doubts, you may raise your hand and tell you the definition from here.
There's the I think we started with yeah.
So radiant energy is also called light energy, and the thermal energy is also called the frictional energy. Everyone rub your palm for one or two seconds, everyone. Look here. Everyone look here. Please rub your palm for 2 or 3 seconds with full of your energy. Rub your palms. What do you feel? Come on.
It hurts.
So the heat energy is released. So thermal energy is same as a frictional energy because two surfaces of our hand are rubbing towards each other. So it is causing the heat energy. So it is a thermal energy too. Alrighty, so we are going to, in a little while, write a poem about energy. The type of poem we're writing is called a Cinquain. Has anyone heard of a Cinquain before? Yeah? Have you heard of Cinquains? In 9. Okay. Well, where you're at, so that's fitting. Alrighty. So, what a Cinquain is, as it says here, is it's just a 5-line poem where the first line is a noun or the title or the topic of your poem. So you could write one right now. Call out one of
of your favorite, I don't know, hobbies or objects or animals? Just give me something.
Computer.
Computer. Alrighty, good on Jason.
Or you can give any key term from the worksheet which you have just done, any kind of energy also.
Okay, can you give me 2 adjectives describing a computer? So adjectives are descriptive words. Intelligent. Yeah. Any other words? Electric. That goes next word. Okay. And now we need 3 verbs. So words ending in ing. So it could be like running or typing. Typing. Yeah. Yeah. Typing. Any other? Working.
Googling.
Charging. So we'll go with charging. Yeah. And then 4 feeling words. So this can be for like emotion words such as happy, grateful, excited, hopeful, or it could be for words that say how you're feeling. So for example, for puppies or dogs, I wrote friendly meaning because dogs are friendly or puppies. So what are some feeling words surrounding computers? You say? So, hot? Or is that how it makes you feel? That's not how it makes it's more about how it makes you feel. So bring back. So it could be fun, for example. Stressful. Sorry, stressful. Stressful. Yeah. Anything else? Happy. And one more. Come on, Alex. Yeah, so much. How do computers make you feel?
Sad.
Sad. Okay, that's a different one. All right. And then on the last line, we write another word for the noun or a related word. So how we've got puppies and pets, pets or flower and nature. So what could go with computer?
Technology.
Technology. Boom. Good job, class. So you've just all together written a Cinquains. So, congratulations. We will continue on with that in a second. But okay, let's read it out together. Ready? Computer, intelligent, electric, typing, working, charging, fun, special, happy, sad, technology. And I just want to get.
Okay, so now coming to the next part of the sources of energy. There are 2 sources of energy, renewable and non-renewable. As the name implies, what do you understand from the renewable? Can you please tell? What is the meaning of renewable? Yes. And Tintin, what is the meaning of non-renewable? So now I want you to see a small video on it, and then you will do this part. What do you think after watching the video? What could be the renewable energy and non-renewable? An example. Can you see the video?
We have a simple goal to offer affordable energy. Simple. Take our simple energy saver plan. No faster.
Energy consumption is a huge part of our daily life. We eat with energy. We travel with energy. We work with energy. And we even flirt with energy. But where does all of this energy come from? Today, we gather most of our energy from coal, oil, and natural gas, also known as fossil fuel. Additionally, we gather energy from biomass, nuclear and renewable. Fossil fuels consist of extracted decomposed organisms and plants that existed millions of years ago. Biomass converts plants into biometric material to produce energy. Nuclear energy is released. Lastly, renewable energy comes from a source that's not depleted when used, such as wind or solar panel. But what's the profound difference between how they affect our planet? Fossil fuels cost more than what we pay at the pump and impacts our environment in many ways. These impacts include global warming, air quality deterioration, oil spills, and acid rain. It's also projected that fossil fuel resources will be depleted within the next 50 to 100 years. Biomass and nuclear energy also have similar issues. We need a solution relatively fast, and luckily we have one. Renewable energy comes from resources which naturally replenish in our lifetime, whereas fossil fuels are a one-time use resource in the human timescale. Resources for renewable energy include sunlight, wind, rain, tide.
Zero types of renewable
and
sources.
geothermal. The best part is that we don't need to compromise our planet to harness it, nor do we have to rely on other nations for these resources, which history has shown to be a contributor to war, famine, and political instability. So, how do we get this to look like this?
Here the fossil fuel is non-renewable.
Renewable. The truth is, our infrastructure is built around their fossil fuel dependency. If we could convert our infrastructure to what's known as a super grid, we will be able to rely on clean, renewable energy. So, what's it going to be? Will our children live in a world full of pollution, or should they continue the path of evolution? To learn more about.
So from the video, you have just got the idea that how could be the renewable sources could be helpful to us, and what are the renewable or examples of it you have seen in the video are non-renewable, or fossil fuel is a kind of non-renewable because it was made thousands and thousands of years ago, and it will need more time to get made in coming future. So once it is forward, it cannot be used again. We get short of it, but renewable could be used again and again. So now it's time to do the last part of your worksheet. Make your own definition of renewable energy, example of it, non-renewable, and example of that. You will get just few minutes. Say 2 minutes.
So it's not for anything.
Everyone, hear it out? Yeah. Yeah, energy could be reused again and again. It could be like it could never finish, like rain, it could never finish on the earth. It could be reused. Like solar, the sun will go nowhere. Okay, so now proceeding towards your poetry. Sorry guys, gotta wrap up that section there, just so you can finish that verse on time. All right. So, what we're going to do now is you're each going to write your own poem about a source of energy, but we're going to help each other with that. So I want you guys to think, you can have a look at your sheets or remember what we saw in the video. What are some nouns or some words that we could write a poem about to do with either renewable or non-renewable energy? Source of energy. Sound?
particularly sources. So we looked at the non-renewables, such as like petrol, oil, coal, stuff like that, or renewable, which is wind and water and sun. So another one could be solar. So I want you each to think of your own one, and Monica's just going to hand out pieces of paper to each. Yeah, just one piece of paper to each person, and I want you to up the top in the middle of the piece of paper, write your noun, write the word that you've chosen to write your poem about. Just separately, preferably separately. Just make sure it's just so you can write your own poem. Alrighty. So then, as soon as you've got your noun, whether it be a type of energy or a source of energy, I'd say sources might be a bit easier to write about. Then you can decide whether you want to frame your poem in a positive light or a negative light. So, for example, if I was writing about puppies, it would be like cute, playful, fluffy. Whereas if someone else who didn't like puppies were to write about puppies or dogs, then they might write scary, intimidating, aggressive. So choose what sort of point of view you want to say, what point of view you're looking at it from. Okay. Now, sorry, I can flick back if you guys need some more words. So there's hydropower, biomass, geothermal, or wind, or coal, fossil fuel, natural gas. Okay. So you just need one word at the top. Alrighty. Now I want you guys to think for yourselves of 2 adjectives regarding your word that you just wrote down and write them on the line below. If you want, feel free to call them out so that then you can help other people think of adjectives. So for example, for solar, you might put warm, environmentally friendly. That could count as one word because it's, you guys think of any others to do with yours? Just call them out. Nick, what are you writing down?
Working on it.
Okay, that's good. Once you've written that, I want you to write 3 verbs, so doing words. So for example, for solar again, it could be shining, blazing, converting, even. Right. And then maybe just chuck your hand up if you've finished those 3 words. So Sarah, what words do you have written down?
The verbs,
Yeah, for the verbs.
heating, warming, powering.
Oh, that's some good ones. Yeah, so really you could use that for any of the sources because they're all powering. Yeah. Jason, what do you have?
Running, rushing, racing, refreshing.
Oh, good one. Okay. So now, if you've done that, you can write about how you feel about it in 4 to 6 words. So it can be regarding emotion, like happy, hopeful, joyful, or it can be like, I think it's great, because that's how you feel.
in 4 words. Just in one sentence, how do you feel what I've written earlier?
Hope for future generations. Depends on what perspective you take from it again.
Or sustainable energy in the future.
Good job, coming along well. Thanks, guys. Alrighty, so then once you've done that, then the last step is to write a synonym or a related word. So, like for example, for solar, you could write sun, or you could write power, or you could write whatever you want to do. Something which relates it back to the topic, or not back to the title, like, you know. So it doesn't have to be all that in depth. This is just a really nice poem that people often use to just describe something when they want to do it in an elegant way, using as few words as possible. So rather than being like, oh my gosh, I totally love flowers, they're so beautiful, they're so colorful, you can get them in pink or red or orange or yellow, they just say, flower, beautiful, colorful. So that's why this is a quite a popular type of poem for some people, because it's a good expressive poem. So if you would like, what you can do is take a photo of your poem once you've completed it and upload it to social media. And if you want, you can share it with the hashtag Cinquains with Sarah. If you look it up now, you'll see one or two. I decorated mine by taking a photo and putting an emoji on it. Or we have some text here. If you'd like to draw a little picture near yours regarding the topic, it could just be sun, or it could be windmill, not windmill, wind thing. Yeah. So feel free to just take it if you want to do that. But thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.
We are almost finished. So to wrap up, to once again explain you clearly what is the kinetic and the potential energy, I want you to blow the air in your balloons fastly. Take it. Those who have got the balloon, please blow the air. And hold it, just hold it, just, yeah. Hold it. And show me like this. So now your balloons are in a state of potential energy because they have energy in them. And now release it. So now see the balloon, it has gone here and there, so that potential energy converted in the kinetic energy. Thank you, everyone. So the stored energy and releasing it, the balloon moves here and there, it's a kinetic energy.
Let's say something that's sometimes they can be about anything you want. That's why there's one about dogs and then one about cows. That was my word. My dad wrote one about jazz and my mum wrote one about flowers. gonna come around. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's great. I'm just gonna come around and snap a photo of your, just so that you can get them. One more lesson to go.
Yeah. You need some help. Oh, well, I think it's rough.
Beautiful decorations there. I don't see a lot. I got very clever. I like that. Perspective on the, I think it's like, is that then a source of power for everything? Like, it's done. I was more focusing on the
Sorry.
and the incineration. Yeah, seriously, feel free to upload a photo of your poem online. So mine isn't up there alone.